Hello and welcome to English Podcast with Larry and Mark, the place where you improve your English through simple, natural, and meaningful conversations. I'm Larry.
And I'm Mark. Hello, everyone. Today, we're talking about morning motivation and how a few simple choices can completely change the direction of your day.
You'll also learn useful English vocabulary and everyday expressions for talking about morning routines, motivation, discipline, and positive habits.
So, make yourself comfortable, listen closely, and enjoy today's conversation.
Now, imagine tomorrow morning. Your alarm rings, the room is quiet, and you have two choices. You can press the snooze button and repeat the same rushed routine, or you can stand up and decide that this morning will be different. You don't need to change your entire life tomorrow. You only need to make one better decision. Because sometimes, a better life begins with a better morning.
Larry, a lot of people want a perfect morning routine. They imagine waking up at 5, exercising, meditating, reading, and preparing a healthy breakfast before sunrise.
That sounds impressive, but it can also become overwhelming. A successful morning doesn't need to be perfect. It only needs to help you begin your day intentionally.
What does intentionally mean?
It means doing something with a clear purpose instead of acting automatically. For example, you choose how to begin your day instead of immediately reacting to your phone. That reminds me of a young man named Ryan.
Tell us about him.
Ryan worked as a customer service assistant for a large online company. His workday began at 9 every morning, but he rarely felt prepared. His alarm rang at 7. He pressed the snooze button, closed his eyes, and promised himself that he would sleep for only a few more minutes.
But a few minutes probably became much longer.
Exactly. When Ryan finally woke up, it was usually almost 8. The first thing he did was pick up his phone. He checked messages, social media, emails, and news stories while still lying in bed. He told himself, I'll look for only 5 minutes. But 5 minutes quickly became 20. Then Ryan rushed out of bed. He searched for clothes, skipped breakfast, forgot important things, and began work feeling tired and irritated.
His morning was controlling him instead of him controlling his morning.
Exactly. By lunchtime, Ryan often felt that the entire day had already gone wrong. At night, he promised, tomorrow will be different. But when morning arrived, he repeated the same habits. One Monday, Ryan had an important video meeting with his manager and several clients. He woke up late again. His notes were incomplete, his hair was untidy, and he was still making coffee when the meeting started. His manager asked, Ryan, could you explain the new customer report? Ryan stared at the screen. He had forgotten to open the report and couldn't find the correct file. Everyone waited while he searched through his computer. Finally, his manager continued the presentation without him.
That must have been embarrassing.
It was. After the meeting, his manager called him privately. She said, Ryan, you're talented, but you always begin your day in a state of emergency. If you don't change your mornings, they'll continue affecting your work.
That was direct, but it was probably something Ryan needed to hear.
Yes, there's a useful expression for this situation. Start off on the wrong foot. It means to begin something badly. For example, Ryan started the day off on the wrong foot because he woke up late.
Listeners, repeat that sentence with us.
Ryan started the day off on the wrong foot because he woke up late. That evening, Ryan decided to change. He searched online for morning routines and found people waking up at 4:30 and following extremely complicated schedules. Ryan created his own ambitious plan. He would wake up at 5, run 5 kilometers, meditate for 30 minutes, study English, cook breakfast,
and begin work early.
That sounds like far too much change for one morning.
It was. The next morning, his alarm rang at 5. Ryan turned it off without even opening his eyes. When he finally woke up, it was 8:15.
His perfect routine lasted 0 days.
Exactly. Ryan believed he lacked discipline, but his character wasn't the real problem. His plan was too difficult to follow. He had tried to create a completely different life overnight.
Later that day, Ryan spoke to his colleague, Sarah. She always arrived at meetings calm, cheerful, and prepared. Ryan asked her, "How do you stay motivated every morning?" Sarah smiled and said, "I'm not always motivated. I just make my mornings easy to begin."
That's an important difference. Sarah explained her routine. She placed her alarm across the room so she had to stand up to turn it off. Then she drank a glass of water, opened the curtains, and wrote down the 3 most important things she needed to complete. Ryan asked, "That's all?" Sarah replied, "That's my minimum. If I have extra time and energy, I do more. But these simple actions help me get moving."
Ryan created his own ambitious plan. He would wake up at 5, run 5 kilometers, meditate for 30 minutes, study English, cook breakfast, and begin work early. Get moving means to begin taking action.
Correct. You might say drinking water and opening the curtains helps Sarah get moving in the morning. That evening, Ryan removed most of the activities from his complicated plan. His new routine included only 3 steps: stand up when the alarm rings, drink some water, and write down one important goal. Before sleeping, he placed his phone across the room. He also prepared his clothes and filled a bottle with water.
So his successful morning actually began the night before.
Exactly. Preparation reduces the number of decisions you need to make when you're tired. The next morning, Ryan's alarm rang at 7. His first thought was, "I don't want to get up." But his phone was across the room, so he stood and walked over to turn it off. For a moment, he considered returning to bed. Then he saw the water bottle and remembered his plan. Ryan drank some water, opened the curtains, and allowed the morning light into his room. Then he wrote today's main goal: finish the customer report before noon.
How long did the routine take?
Less than 10 minutes. It wasn't impressive or dramatic, but when Ryan started working, he knew exactly what he needed to do.
Did he immediately start feeling motivated every morning?
No, some mornings felt easy, while others remained difficult. However, Ryan discovered that action often comes before motivation.
Most people wait to feel motivated before they act.
Yes, but sometimes a small action creates energy. That energy creates progress, and progress produces motivation. Ryan didn't need to feel excited about waking up. He only needed to stand. He didn't need to solve every problem in his life. He only needed to choose his next important action.
There's a useful expression for this: build momentum.
Momentum is the energy that grows when you keep moving forward. For example, completing one small task helped Ryan build momentum.
One small action can help me build momentum.
After 2 weeks, Ryan added 5 minutes of stretching to his routine. A week later, he started listening to a short English podcast while preparing breakfast. He didn't add every habit at the same time. He allowed each activity to become comfortable before adding something new.
That made his routine realistic and sustainable.
Exactly. But not every morning went well. One night, Ryan stayed awake too late watching a movie. The next morning, he pressed the snooze button twice. When he finally woke up, his old thinking returned. He said, "I ruined my routine. I always fail." Then he remembered Sarah's advice. Don't aim for a perfect morning. Aim for a better next decision. Ryan couldn't change the time he had already lost, but he could still drink water, open the curtains, and choose his most important task.
That prevented one bad morning from becoming a bad week.
Exactly. Consistency doesn't mean you never miss a day. It means you return after the day you missed. A month later, Ryan joined another important meeting. This time, he had already reviewed the customer report. His notes were ready, and his coffee was beside him. When his manager asked him to explain the latest results, Ryan spoke calmly and clearly. After the meeting, she sent him a message. "You seemed confident and prepared today. Excellent work."
That must have made him feel proud.
It did. His performance had improved, but something deeper had changed too. He no longer woke up feeling that the day was happening to him. He felt that he was actively creating his day.
And it all began with 10 intentional minutes.
Yes, small habits are powerful because they're easier to repeat. Repeated actions eventually become part of your identity. Ryan stopped saying, "I'm trying to become a morning person." Instead, he began saying, "I'm someone who prepares for the day."
What can our listeners do tomorrow morning?
First, place your phone or alarm away from your bed. When it rings, stand up to turn it off. Second, drink some water and allow natural light into your room. Third, avoid social media for the first 15 minutes. Finally, choose one important task for the day.
What if someone misses their routine?
Begin again the next morning. Don't punish yourself and don't wait for Monday. One imperfect morning doesn't destroy your progress.
Let's review today's useful expressions. First, start off on the wrong foot. To begin something badly.
Second, get moving, to begin taking action.
Third, build momentum. To create energy by continuing to move forward.
And fourth, get back on track, to return to your plan after a mistake or interruption.
For example, I woke up late today, but tomorrow I'll get back on track. Tomorrow morning, your alarm will ring again. You may not feel motivated, and you may want to close your eyes and return to sleep. But you don't need to win the entire day in one moment. You only need to make the first good decision. Stand up. Take a breath. Open the curtains. Give yourself one quiet moment before the world asks for your attention. Choose one thing that matters and begin. Some mornings will be slow. Some mornings will be imperfect. But every morning gives you another opportunity to become the person you want to be. Your future isn't created only through huge decisions. It's also created through the small choices that nobody sees. Don't wait for motivation to arrive. Take one small action and allow motivation to meet you along the way.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
If this episode helped you, subscribe to English Podcast with Larry and Mark for more meaningful conversations and English practice.
And tell us in the comments, what is the first thing you'll do tomorrow morning?
Keep listening, keep speaking, and begin every morning with one positive step.
Goodbye.